Hello, folks. This is Anthony. Is this Honda Snowblower used? Is it a buy or no buy? Let's find out today. We'll inspect it and I will give you my opinion about it. Oh, this is Anthony from the YouTube channel Honda Snowblower Enthusiast and Facebook. I want to thank all you people that have taken the time to subscribe, watch the videos, join the Facebook group and ask questions and pretty much keep me busy and I really appreciate your support. Let me show you a very common question I get just about every week of the year. People will send me a screenshot of an ad for a used Honda snowblower and they says, "Hey Anthony, what do you think? Should I buy this? Here's the ad, here's the price and what do you think I should do? Should I buy it?" All right. Now that's a tough question because in different parts of the country, used prices are a lot different. Here in Lake Tahoe, a lot of these machines sell for over $2,000. Over on the East Coast, in parts of Canada where there's very little snow in the last couple years, they might go, for half that price or even less. I mean, I've seen ads over on the East Coast and for $400 or $500 for a machine that will go for 2,000 here. I'm not sure about other parts of the world, like, over in Europe, but I always ask people, where do you live? How much snow you get? What's the market? The supply and demand. The demand around here is very, very high, so the prices are going to be much higher. So let's start looking at this machine, and I will show you what I look for. First of all, I'm going to put it up on its nose. See if I can do this without. I'll put the camera in my mouth. I use a 4x. Well, this is a 4x6 down here. I shut off the gas. So I want to check. The first thing I want to check is the augers. The most important things on a used Honda, in my opinion, the augers, the housing, or the bucket, as some people call it, and the transmission. Now, people say, what about the engine? Well, most Honda engines are pretty good. They're pretty good. They don't smoke. They usually run pretty well. They may need a carburetor cleaning or a tune-up. But other than that, the engine is kind of down on my list. So the first thing I check is the augers. Now, this is a hydrostatic model, so it has the serrations, the teeth. And you can see on this one, excuse me, the teeth are halfway worn down. A lot of times they're completely worn. You don't even see teeth on some of these machines. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. I mean, it'll still collect snow fine. It just won't cut. But if I see augers like this that are the teeth are half worn down and there's no teeth at all, I'm pretty sure there's going to be a lot more issues with the rest of the machine. So this is the business end of the machine, the augers and the bucket. Now look at the bottom of this bucket, folks. This is very, very damaged. It's all worn down here. Look how bad it is. I mean, the slots. It should come down here somewhere. Another inch and a half has been worn down. This is going to cost a couple $100 to repair. You're going to have to get a welder and either do it yourself or pay somebody a couple $100 to weld in some metal there. And of course, if the bottom is all worn down, then you're pretty sure that the sides, the bottom on the sides are pretty worn down also. So a brand new bucket this is an 828, which was built in 1991 to 98. So it's let's see, 26 years old to 33 years old. So a brand new bucket on this is about $1,200. So usually I repair them. I'm not sure if I'll take the time to repair this. It's an awful lot of time. But let's move on. Coming up here, I'm looking at my tracks, which is actually these tracks are not too bad. I don't see any cuts in them or anything. There's no cuts or cracks. The tracks look like they may not be original. They're in pretty good shape actually. So they're probably not original. So that's a big plus since these tracks go for over $240 a piece. Now here's your right side transmission that I'm always talking about on the hydrostatic models, on the HS models. With the overall condition of this machine, I already checked it out pretty well. You know, I already drove it and it drives smoothly. I don't know if this gearbox has been rebuilt, but if it hasn't been rebuilt, I'm not sure how much longer it's going to last. So it might need some work. And I'm looking at the overall condition of this machine. Excuse me again. This recoil is not a Honda Snowblower engine recoil. So it came off of something else, maybe a pressure washer or maybe it's an aftermarket recoil. The let me see, here's the handlebars. It's been thoroughly welded. You got rust up here. The welds are not really that great. Now I wish people wouldn't do this. This is the upper bars. They welded them to the lower bars, which I wish people wouldn't do unless it's absolutely necessary. Because if I want to remove the upper bars, same on the other side, it's welded on. If I want to remove these bars, it's going to take an awful lot of work to grind these welds off, cut these welds off. They also, I don't know if you can see it, they welded a support bar from up here down here. So they had some issues with the bars. Both sides have been broken in the same spot. This right here. It's not necessarily a red flag for not buying. I mean, usually if the handlebars have been repaired, they're usually stronger than the original. But I'm concerned about this down here. And let me take the machine down now without killing myself with one hand. I'm looking in here too. There's a bunch of rust in the clutches. I'm not sure if this machine's probably been left outside quite a bit and maybe not maintained as well as it could have been. Woo! Okay, here's the tank. It's got a big dent right here. That that really doesn't matter to me, but I checked the inside of the tank and there's a lot of rust. So the carburetor's probably got rust in it also, even though it runs. I'll have to take the carburetor off and clean it. It's on down here. I'm gonna have to clean it, or I'm gonna have to replace it. Another reason why this machine has a lot of hours on it is that the chute in the past had broken, and the previous owner, had put in these bolts, one here, and one on the other side. It's really loose. You know, I can tell that the chute's been repaired. I checked the belts, which is really not a big deal to me. If they have to be replaced, they can be replaced. But overall, it does have electric start. Let's see if it will start. I'll put the key off. Oh, shoot, I don't have the key. It will start though. Um, I started it up yesterday. It will start with electric start or the pull start. And the engine doesn't smoke. Like I said, the engine's is not super important to me. If it doesn't smoke, it runs good, it's got oil in it. The engine's one of my least of concerns. It's the bucket, it's the augers, and it's the transmission. Not the hydrostatics transmission as much as the right side gearbox that has the gears in it. I want to test it to make sure it drives smoothly, and this machine actually drives smoothly. So the ultimate question is this a buy or not? Now, to me, if you're just a regular homeowner looking for a used machine, I would say this is not a buy. This is machine's going to take an awful lot of work to get up to speed. The repair on your bucket. You might have to get a new aftermarket gas tank because this is full of rust. You might have to get a new carburetor, which is about $75 plus labor. I checked all the cables. One of the cables, look at here. I mean, it's bare right there. So this cable's really not that good. So I'm gonna have to replace that cable. I checked all the other cables. A couple of them are good. A couple of them are gonna be replaced. The handlebars are gonna need work. The chute's gonna need work. Um, the tracks are really good. But to me, if you were just a regular homeowner and you were looking to buy a good used machine, I said, oh, this ain't it. I mean, I got this machine because it's good for parts. Now, if you're a Honda mechanic, you're a small engine mechanic, and you can do all your own labor, it could be a pretty good machine, with all your labor coming for free. These augers are not terribly bad. And everything else is, if it needs belts or bearings or the tank and a couple, carburetor cleaned and take cables and stuff like that, you can do all that work. But if you have to pay somebody, $100 an hour to do this, this is definitely not the machine for you. Now, people will ask me, well, what about the price? If you can do the work yourself and you can get this fairly cheap, and you don't mind having fun rebuilding it, then I would say, okay, just buy it. But same with the mechanics. It has to be cheap enough. It can't be a $2,000 machine. It can't be $1,500. It can't be $1,000. It'd have to be, for me, it'd have to be really cheap uh, to buy this machine. I'm not going to refurbish it. I don't think it's worth my time. Dozens of hours to I'm going to take it all apart for the parts, but I don't think it's worth my time, to completely take it apart and rebuild, restore and buy all kinds of new parts. It would be hundreds and hundreds of dollars, to replace everything that has to be replaced. This machine, to me, you know, it shows definitely high hours. It shows a lot of hours. It's 25 to 33 years old. It's got a lot of hours on it. I don't know if it was used commercially. It does have electric start, which is kind of a plus for a lot of people. But like I said, the only reason you would get this, for my opinion, would be for parts, or if you just want to have a fun project, retired guys or whatever that want to take something apart and have the satisfaction of rebuilding it. But if you're a regular Jane or Joe that needs a decent snowblower for next season, I would say no. There's plenty of machines that will come up this summer. People are moving, and there are plenty of good deals out there. And the reason why I make these buy or no buy videos is to show you the ones to stay away from, what I look at. And if it's really, really nice, I mean, I will tell you why the machine is worth buying, even if it's over $2,000. So thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time, folks. Bye.